Well, hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. I'm going to do this wagon kit today from Peco. There's a bit of a story behind this. So back in the early 80s, my grandfather used to buy and sell model railways and used to do the fairs. And he acquired a number of these kits. These are commemorative kits for the royal wedding of the Prince of Wales, or the King as he is now, and Lady Diana Spencer, which was on the 29th of July 1981. So this will put this kit, you know, like I say, early 80s, maybe 82, 83 when this came into my grandfather's possession. He gave my brother and myself one of these kits for us to keep and look after. And a week later, when we saw him, we showed him our attempts at making them, to his horror. And yeah, it's always been one of those things that's a little bit of a laugh, is the fact that yeah, he gave us these commemorative kits to keep nice, and we went away and made them. And yeah, well, I've still got it. It's not that bad. It's you know, when I consider that I was probably well under the age of 10 when I put it together, it wasn't bad for an under 10-year-old. But anyway, I've acquired a couple of these kits over the years, and I thought what I'd do is I'd just do one of these and try and do it as nice as I can, and yeah, see how it comes out. So it's, as I say, Peco kit, royal wedding souvenir, and you can see the end of the box here. Now these are quite common. You can pick these up, I think, you know, you can pick these up maybe for 5, 6, 7 quid. They're not particularly expensive anymore. And obviously the way history went, of the royal wedding, for those that remember it, was obviously a big state occasion, but as history went, it wasn't the fairy tale that it was supposed to be. Anyway, let's have a look what's inside, and let's focus in on the model making. So we have a couple of sprues, and in here we've got the wagon sides. There's one side there, and that is the base. Where's the other side? Well, that's not a particularly good start. Oh, it's there. There's two sides here. So there's the two sides to the wagon. There's the base and the interior. And then what's this in here? We got a packing slip, packed by PT. And you see here the 27th of the 5th, 1981. And then assembly instructions on the in here. So let's put this together and see how it comes out. Now the first thing I think I'm going to do is spray the actual base black, so that when I fit all the sides to it, it doesn't look out of place. None of the silver metal shines through. So let's just take this out of the box. I've got a couple more parts in there. Ah, they're the sides of the base. I see. Okay. Right. Starting on the far side, I think I'm going to assemble the underneath first of all, and then spray the whole thing together. So, what do we have here? The two sides. I'm just going to change my glasses over. Right. Two sides of the base. One there. One there. It's pretty straightforward. And then the buffers and couplings. A little bit of a flash line. Forgive my fingers. I've spent a couple of days in the workshop modelling. Basically no railway fairs this weekend, or none that I can get to anyway. So yeah, had a couple of nice days just sitting at the bench modelling. Not necessarily all of them been filmed for videos. I just sat here enjoying myself. And yeah, as always, I just mentioned that you know, what I do on the channel, these aren't meant to be how-to videos. These are just me enjoying the hobby and yeah, making the most of. Make sure I get this up the right way. Ooh, wrong way round. That's not gone in. Why is that not going in? A little bit of flash on there. Right, so I do need to dry fit these parts. There's a little bit of flash on that one. Let's try that again. Try one more time. Just use a little bit of, so just so you're aware, the super glue I'm using here is from Toolstation. Comes in two viscosities, a runny one and a thick one. This is the thick glue with an activator spray if you want to set it off a little bit quicker. Nothing particularly special. I use super glue on the channel purely because the speed at which it sets. Obviously filming the videos, some of the other glues do take a rather long time to go off. And that side. Number 2 axles. So these go round. Let me make sure I get this correct. There's the other spring. That way. That one at that end. And this one at that end. And then we bend the tabs over. Bearings are in with the wheels. Right, there are 4 bearings there. Right, axle boxes. So we are to cut below and above. And then push the bearing into the axle box. I can use a pair of tweezers for this. In. Right, that's all the bearings in. Now these rotate in, so let's make sure I get this correct. So we line that up. and then these twist. Okay. Novel. That's it. Just check they're all working okay. Yeah, they're fine. That one's not quite seated. What was that one? Underframes. Cut these ones off rather than cut them. Frame. And the brake lever. Let's pop these in. Now I have just moved the off camera. I did put these sides in rather the wrong way, so I just disassembled it, turn those round, no harm done. Now these should push down into there. And then the side piece should drop into here. That's the one. Okay. And then the brake levers. This side first. Let me just get some of that excess glue off. A little bit on here. So that goes in there. Just realised on one of the carriages I was doing this morning, I've got the lever around the wrong way. Never mind. Just going to clean that hole out. Right, let's try again. That's it. And this side. Okay, I think that's everything underneath. There's just the buffers and the couplings to go on. So what I want to be sure of is where did I put my little spring? I haven't seen the going of that for a little bit. There it is. I'm just going to put those in here. Make sure I don't lose that. So that's for the coupling. And I'll move that out the way. Right, and then I'm just going to dust this over. Right, just carefully cut the liner out of the this material here, and yeah, I'm going to very gently score it, just to make sure that it folds in the correct direction. Right, that's the liner done. Right, onto the final assembly steps. So let's drop the wheels in. There we go. That side. And I think we just lever it back very gently. Let's try again. Okay. Wheels in. And this side. Let's get the couplings in. Right, I've got my little springs here. Let's take one of those. Right, and I believe it goes on like this. This goes on around with that, this side of the peg. Oh, still not managing it. Let me try again. Like that. Then that fits in there. And the screw drops through. And does that one there, I think. Not going very well. Right, so that's now in there. This has to go the other side of that post. With this dropping down in here, I think. Oh dear. Right. Let's just do this scrub. Right, that one's in. Good. Right, let's try this end. From underneath. And these basically pick up on. That's it. I'm going to leave those at full length because they're for picking up on uncoupling areas. Right, that's those done. Now I've got to put the top surround in. So Well, it's gone in there quite nicely. It's not too bad. A little bit messy around that corner, but not that bad. So let's turn our attention to the exterior, and I'm just going to score the corners very, very gently, so I get a good bend on them. Now, obviously, they do create a little bit of whiteness through there, which I'll touch in with a pen in a moment. Let me just have a look at this. That's perfect. Okay, let's do these two. Right, let's get these applied. So what I want to make sure is I glue them all the way to the top edge. And most importantly, make sure that they are straight. That doesn't look too bad. Okay. Right, just put the finishing touches on and come back and close this video out. Well, there you go, a couple of shots of it running behind the loco. I wanted to take a bit more, but the loco needs another remagnetise, and it's the only one I've got to hand with the this type of coupling on it, so I couldn't get many shots of it, but I'm sure you get the idea. Hopefully you agree I've made a reasonable job of it. It's not perfect, but not too bad at all. But just for completeness, here's the remains of the one that I made 40 odd years ago, and you can see the way that I did the joints in the corner, and yeah, it's lasted all this time. Probably be quite a nice little restoration at some point, but I think maybe I'll leave it with its history and patina there. I mean, you can see why my grandfather was horrified when we'd made these collector's kits, but equally, I mean, to be fair, I'm sure he was quite pleased that he was always trying to engage us into model railways and model making. So I'm sure he was pleased we, you know, made an effort, and yeah, even if these were supposed to be collectible. But as history, you know, rewrote itself, if you like, these kits now, as I say, there you can pick them up for a few quid. So if you do want one of these, I mean, you can find them on some of the resale sites, and yeah, they go together quite nicely. I mean, it's a lovely little wagon, even if you don't put the Prince of Wales and Lady Diana Spencer on the side. But anyway, I'm going to leave that one there. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up and check out the channel. Lots on there. If you can subscribe, you'd be doing me a really big favour. And with that, I'll leave this one there and just say thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.